Shoot.
Yeah, John, seems like a big winner might have been Case Keenum. No quarterback in the first round, receiver in the second, and running back in the third.
Well, we got better on the offensive side, no question. You know, kind of some areas that we needed some players, and so we're real excited about, you know, Cortland, who's, you know, big and fast. He's really raw. You know, feel like he really has a tremendous ceiling and upside. So Zach's going to have fun working with him, and but he's also going to be able to help us right away. And then Royce has obviously carried the ball a lot, a lot at Oregon, and so had tremendous production there. So big banger that you know, we haven't had for a while. So excited to have him too. And then Isaac, you know, we hadn't down to Senior Bowl. Really liked him down at the Senior Bowl. He's really long and can run, and really does a nice job on the deep balls, and physical, and we think he'll be a really good special teams player. And so, you know, we're excited about the three players we got today.
Vance, is Royce Freeman a guy who you think can come in and compete for that starting job at the running back spot?
Absolutely. It's going to be open, obviously, you know, with Book and D'Angelo. But it's, you know, I mean, you've got to have 2 or 3 backs anyway. So it's always going to be open competition, but, you know, it takes 2 or 3 guys to have a solid backfield.
With Sutton, you talked about a little raw. Could he come in and compete for that third spot to both of you? And was there a chance where the offensive line were falling, you just didn't feel like the value was there in terms of grabbing an alignment today?
Well, we actually thought we had one, and it didn't work out that way. So things happened, and so we didn't get it. But you know, I think that with what we were thinking, you know, with where Cortland was, where we're picking in at 40, you know, that we needed some help at the wide receiver position, and plus with the, you know, with the grade that we had, Cortland, he was still there. Where, you know, he was a top receiver we had still available. So. That's why we had different options, different directions we're going to go if different things happen. We had a chance to go back too, so we were in pretty good shape, and it felt well for us, and so we stayed right there and took Cortland.
I guess kind of for both of you guys, and kind of 2 parts. One, when it got receivers kind of raw like Cortland, how much does the position coach come into play when you think about that, with, you know, the kind of help and the kind of quality of that coach is to groom a guy? And 2, if he plays where you guys kind of had him rated, how do you envision him, DT, Emmanuel, kind of all over the place? How do you kind of envision it being if he becomes the receiver you think he can be?
Well, to your first question, obviously the coach is so important, you know, for a young guy like him with physical tools he has to sharpen his route running ability. That's going to be huge for him. And Zach, you know, I mean, that's Zach's strength. He's coached college ball for a long time, so he's big in the fundamentals. So that's huge for a young guy. As far as, you know, where he's going to play, I mean, the third receiver is like a third corner. You know, everyone's in sub, everyone's in 3 wide, so it's like being a starter. I mean, he can play X, he can play in the slot, so that won't be important where he plays. It's according to the concept that you call in the huddle. But his skill set's special, so he can play all 3 spots.
I guess for both of you, but John, yesterday you were surprised that Bradley Chubb was there. How surprised were y'all that Cortland Sutton was there when you picked at 40?
Well, I mean, we're excited he was still there. I think that, but wait, you know, we were trying to, we had a plan for that spot as far as, you know, we talked about moving up, and so a lot of different options, but I like the plan that we had there that eventually we got to, and so we were able to stay there. And so, yeah, we're excited that Cortland was still there, that, you know, because the third wide was important to us, and, you know, a guy that can really develop and eventually maybe become a 1.
As big as Sutton is and as tough as Freeman looks running between the tackles, how much thought went into taking them because of red zone possibilities?
Well, with Sutton, you know, obviously the 6'4" frame, I mean, that's key in a red zone. But you know, I mean, his skill set translates to being the #1 guy. You know, I mean, he's got #1 traits as a receiver. So, you know, obviously he'll come in and compete for the third spot, but John said it, in the future, I mean, he can be our number one guy, so that's important. Obviously, with Freeman, I mean, he is a big back with speed, so when you're down there in the red zone, you want to run the football, I mean, he's definitely a nice option. When you're 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, he's a great option. So excited about both guys.
I mean, he's got great, and Cortland's got, really good ball skills, so it'll be good down inside. Anytime you get those big targets down inside the red zone, they're much better.
With Royce Freeman, he had a really productive college career, but also got a lot of tread on the tires. How concerned are you about how much he played in college? 5,000 yards.
Not when, I mean, what it shows to us is he's durable, right. Because he played a lot, and so therefore he can take that. And obviously, it's probably near at the end of his career, but who knows how much that'll shorten it. But it wasn't a concern when we took him that there was too much tread on it.
Right.
Hey, John, your first 3 picks, they said they had no clue that they were even on your radar. I guess that's good by design. I mean, is that just the way it worked out?
Well, yeah. I mean, I got to hide everything from you, right? So if I let too many things out, then, I mean, I got to play hide and go seek with you guys all the time when it comes down to who we're going to pick, because I got to try to keep it quiet. But we knew that the thing is, like I said yesterday, is, our scouts have done a tremendous job, and the guys like Cortland as well as Royce and everybody, and Isaac, they're really, really good people, and we have, they're gift kid for us, and so really positive people. So when you get that kind of feedback from them, you don't have to do a whole lot of homework and visit with them too many times when you know that the background's there. So.
In Freeman, do you see a little bit of a younger version of C.J. Anderson? Does he remind you of a guy, that durable kind of bowling ball type back?
Yeah, he's got the same type size. I mean, but Royce has got a lot better speed. I mean, Royce is a 4.5 guy, and so I mean, he's got breakaway speed, and so he's got that ability, and has done it. With the experience that he's had, that he's really got a good feel between the tackles, and so he's a guy that if we can get him on the safeties, has a chance to break it.
A lot of your current players are on Twitter real excited about this team. A lot of the thought was perhaps they'd be guys for the future, and I know you're always right now and for the future, but it seems like these are guys that can come in and make that immediate impact.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, with the experience and when you with Sutton and the size that he's got and the number of catches and production that he had in college as well as Royce, and so, that's what you hope for, is that in the first 3 rounds you got guys that can come in and help you right away, and hopefully we've got those guys. We'll see how they adjust when they get here, but we have high expectations for them.
Vance, after the Senior Bowl, we talked about some of those guys, because you spent a week with them, maybe if it was close, that would tip the scales. Is that the case with Isaac, that you just enjoyed the week you spent with him? And
yeah,
how much
Isaac was a guy that got better every day. He obviously fits our profile at corner. We want long corners with long speed. We're a press team, but he got better and better every day. He's a smart guy. He's going to be great on special teams for us, a tough tackler. So he definitely fits our bill at corner.
Final 2, Nikki and then James.
I have a 2-parter.
Sure.
So.
Let's go. 2-parter.
Will Isaac compete for that third corner job?
Again, it's open competition. I mean, we've got Chris Harris, who's a proven player. Outside of that, we've got Roby, who we're hoping, take a next step to be a number 2 guy. But that's open also. So. It's going to be at every position. It's going to be open competition.
More competition we get, the better. The better we're going to get.
Who was the offensive lineman you were after?
Yeah.
Last one, James. So he's still on the board.
No. If it got to us, he wouldn't have been on the board.
Unfortunately, he's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kind of curious with Cortland. I mean, when he was talking to us in here, I felt like he wanted to play like right now. Like the energy was, all of us, was absolutely insane. Did you get that kind of vibe from him and kind of personality that he has? What did you kind of take when you talked with him?
Well, again, the scouts reports and the character we got back on him was tremendous coming out at SMA, and then we had a chance to meet with him in Indy. for the 15 minutes. And so, yeah, I mean, he came across as a kid that wants to be a great football player and he wants to be great and loves the game of football, and he's physical and he's tough and he's got the tools, and it's just a matter of, coaching him. And so that's what's exciting about him, is knowing that how high his ceiling is. So.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Thank you, guys.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.